In looking at some of the testimonies already in favor of decriminalizing psilocybin, a common thread emerges. Individuals are advocating for its decriminalization to permit self-medication. However, this legislature has previously ventured into legalizing federally illegal substances, such as cannabis, which is a trend that really should not continue. The state of Connecticut really lacks the resources to assess and regulate psilocybin effectively. This is a role better suited for the FDA, which is already engaged in this task.
My question is regarding psilocybin. I understand that to be mushrooms, but I don't know where we are in 2024 regarding mushrooms. Is there like an industry out there regarding that product as far as how it's ingested?
I would like to point out one of the differences with psilocybin versus cannabis is that the process for regulating cannabis really wasn't there. So while I do disagree with the route we took with cannabis, I understand the reason behind it a lot more than I do with psilocybin. We are in phase 3 trials with psilocybin. People that are going to come before you today are saying this is effective because they have been working with doctors on getting a very specific dose, whether it be a 5 milligram dose, a 25 milligram dose. This is, they are led through this with a therapist. This can be very effective. But instead of us, we have put things into place that will get us to that regulation, that will get us to that safe use. And all of a sudden, we're changing the rules for everyone. And I think that's where we are unfair. We could have a very effective drug available for major depressive episode or treatment-resistant depression. And I think that is a really good thing. And we are so very close. I hope that you get a chance to take a look at my testimony. And just at the bottom, just a little bit of a nerdy bit, I just put in the NDA process, just so you see how lengthy that process is and understand how far we are when you're talking about phase 3 trials. So I just ask that we really give our companies that are taking the proper route, we give them a chance to really show that this is effective instead of then making magic mushrooms that have psilocybin in it. You don't know what the dose is. You're gonna guess on the dose. You're gonna have manufacturers popping up, and it's gonna be a black market on this. And I just think that that's not what we want. We want to have effective treatments for this, and we're very, very close to that.
You are aware that we're decriminalizing a small amount, correct?
Yes, I'm aware that you're decriminalizing a small amount. I'm also aware that where supply is needed, demand comes. So decriminalizing a small amount is going to put pressure on the market to then make it. And that's where my concern is those unintended consequences. And also decriminalizing that small amount does send a message to people that we think it's okay, which I don't think it's okay. I don't think that this drug, I think that this drug really does have good potential. And jumping the gun on the FDA, I think, is probably not the way to go with this. I do understand the issues around it. No one wants someone to go to jail with, a small amount. I understand that.
But how do you get there without decriminalizing the small amount?
Well, I guess, I did try to look and see how many people were arrested and went to jail for a small amount, and I couldn't find it, but I could be wrong.
My question to you, as the person advocating for us to not do this, is if you think that this, and I'm assuming, I don't want to put words in your mouth, so correct me if I'm wrong, if you assume that this is, I haven't said anything, so hold on a second. If you assume that this is a public health issue, as we've come to talk about the issues of drugs, we seem to get it with fentanyl, but not other drugs. But as we come to think about it with drugs over the years that I've been here, and you don't want the potential for someone to face criminal penalty for small amounts, how do you get there without the decriminalization of a small amount?
I do not think you should change this. I do, my hope is that people don't have small amounts. That's the signal I want to send. You shouldn't have small amounts. You should go through a proper trial. So that is the message I want to send to people.